All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Reminder, there are no recordings during the press conference. Cell phones and electronic devices need to be silenced, and make sure to give your name and affiliation when you get the mic to ask a question. We're joined by Stanford head coach Jessica Allister and players Jade Berry and Ava Gall. Nigel Kennedy can't be here because she's getting medical treatment, FYI. We'll start with a statement from Coach Allister, go to questions just for the players. The players will leave, and then we'll go to questions just for Coach Allister. So if you have an opening statement, go ahead.
Yeah, she's with our athletic trainer. Medical treatment sounded extreme. Just really proud of the team today. Really, really proud of the way we came back. Not surprised. You know, we've been resilient all year. We've been really resilient in the postseason. We've played really well in elimination games, and we've pushed back. So proud of the way we came out today. I told the team at the end of the game, you know, I pick that team every time. I love the team that we were in the dugout. I love the team that we were on the field, and just really couldn't be more proud of the way that we came out today. And, you know, happy to get to stay in Oklahoma City for a couple more days.
Questions for the players? All right, we got second row to the right. Scott.
Scott Wright with the Oklahoman. Ava, I want to start with you, but Jade, I'd also like your input. Obviously, Ava, you had the big home run that got things started. What did y'all see from Lexi Kilfoyle early that allowed you to have some success? And Jade, if you'd follow up on that as well.
Yeah, I mean, Lexi Kilfoyle, she's a great pitcher. You know, she's hitting spots, and that first pitch, she, you know, just threw it on a perfect lane. Then that next one, it was a changeup that she just hung, and my eyes got big, and I went for it. And I mean, all of the at bats prior to that, we were battling, we were fouling them off, and that's just kind of what I knew, that we were eventually going to get on her. It just took one swing. You know, we needed one swing, and that's eventually what happened. And if you look from there on out, we were scoring. So I think it was just from the very beginning, Taryn's walk, that's really what set it, and just working up her pitch count.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody had good at-bats from the beginning. Terrence setting off, like Ava said, and Ava's one swing really set us all and got us motivated to start being more aggressive, and I think eventually they all started falling too. So.
All right, we'll go front row left.
Brady Vernon, Softball America. The tone in here last night was that you guys were just going to be better. And just kind of what were the conversations going into today, just setting that tone that we're kind of talking about?
You know, we were, like you said, we're kind of flat yesterday, and we needed to play with some heart, because heart is contagious, and it is hard to beat a team that has just a ton of heart and a ton of pride in the name on their jersey. So that's kind of what the message was coming into today, and knowing how we played in regionals and super regionals, we had to take that same energy and that same confidence and just apply it and play for each other, play for Stanford.
I think we came out really fired. I think that we all had the energy in the dugout. It was awesome to be there. I mean, this is a crazy atmosphere, and just being here is cool. And I think that we came really fired up today. So.
More questions for the players? Go second row right to Scott again.
This time we'll go Jade and then Ava. But obviously, we'd like to talk to your pitcher, but she's got other more important things to take care of. But what does it mean for y'all to see her? I'm sure nothing she does surprises you anymore at this point, but to see her take the ball second day in a row and come back and fight the way she did.
Nyjah motivates me so much. I mean, she's an amazing player. I think she's the greatest of all time, and she's just a stud. And so playing behind her is so easy, so fun, because she motivates us because she's so good. And just seeing her lead our team in the circle, it's pretty amazing, because she's a stud, you know. And I think we all feed off of that for our at-bats. We want to do good for each other, and we want to do good for her. So.
Yeah, I mean, it fires us up. Every time she just strikes someone out, goes 3 up, 3 down. It's huge, and it just really helps with momentum, and it really helps us offense, you know, like put runs up for Nyjah, make it easier for Nyjah, do it for us. So like after that home run, I came in, gave her a hug, and I was like this is for you, you know, like we're hitting, we're doing for you. You keep on doing your job, and we'll do our job. And it's just that trust on both sides of the ball that is just, it's such a good dynamic.
More questions for the players? Okay, we'll go front row right.
Tyler Waldrop, Tulsa World. Just to sort of pick up on you know, momentum and just the way she pitches, can y'all get a sense of just the way she spins it, maybe the other team kind of getting frustrated at times, and do y'all feed off that, and did y'all notice that in this one?
Oh, I definitely feed off of it. I mean, I think there's multiple times where she gets so fired up. I can bring up like many off the top of my head, like the Washington game when she struck a girl out and we just like went out, like crazy because that was such a. She feeds off of it, like we feed off of it, and I mean the energy is just contagious when it happens. And she has her stomps, and that really gets us going too. So.
I think it's really deflating when, you're the other team and a pitcher's just mowing every single girl down. So that just kind of puts confidence in us that, like, she just has to do her job, we'll do ours, and it's fun. It's fun, and we can definitely feel it when that energy starts to shift.
Right, we'll go front row left, Tim.
Tim Willard, San Jose Mercury News. Talk a little bit about how important it was to get your pitcher some run support tonight. I mean, she pitched well enough to win last night, and you guys couldn't put any runs up on the board. And then it's like you got a bunch of them tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, the lower the pitch count for her, the better it is for her. And the fact that we were able to get 8 runs in, 6 innings, that saves another inning of who knows what. So just giving her some run support puts less stress on her, knowing that she gets to throw her game. She just has to go right at the batters. She doesn't have to pitch as, I guess, fearful of, giving up a game-tying or game-winning hit.
Yeah, Nigel's a stud no matter what, and I think that when we hit for her, like, she gets more confident, goes right at the batters. I mean, she already does that when there's not runs on the board. But I think she's pretty cool to like watch and just play behind. But even if we don't have any runs on the board, she's going right at the batter. She's a goat. So.
All right, that'll wrap things up for players. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach Allister?
Just for those two that kind of set the tone offensively as freshmen against a really good pitcher, what has that kind of seen for their development this season?
They're wonderful. And, I like sitting up here and listening to them talk too. They're really good hitters, and they've been really good hitters all year. And obviously they've kind of managed the ups and downs that go with hitting at this level, but they can swing it. And I think we played, a really tough schedule all year. And I think they're realizing now that there's no pitching that they haven't seen. So I think drawing confidence from that and drawing confidence from competing on these different stages and the big moments and having success in those moments. So, they've been a big piece of our offense this year, and it's good to see them shine.
All right, we'll stay on the front row left. Tim again.
Coach, how were you able to break through tonight against, you faced a good pitcher last night, you faced a good pitcher again tonight,
Yeah.
2 totally different results.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a couple things. I just, I'll stick by what I said yesterday. That wasn't us. And sometimes that happens. But I think today we were just, we were more aggressive. We were more assertive. We played Stanford softball, and yesterday we just felt like we were almost paralyzed just a little bit, and I don't know what that's I don't know where that comes from. I even thought today, it felt a little bit different, like getting going in the stadium. It was weird yesterday. You're warming up. There's not a fan in the stands. You go through the intros, like there's nobody in the stands. You start the first pitch, there's nobody in the stands. Like that's weird, and I don't know that it's necessarily how we want to play softball games, at the World Series. So that's not an excuse by any stretch, but just the whole thing felt off. And today just felt more comfortable, more competitive, and we were a completely different ball club. But I think it's in our approach.
All right, we'll go to front row right now.
Tyler Waldrop, Tulsa World. In your experience at this stage, when freshmen and sophomores come in, maybe their first time or their first meaningful time at this stage, and they play well, how does that help them not just for the rest of the week, but also just in the off season and the rest of their development going forward?
Well, I think there's a lot of confidence that's gained, and I guess double down on what I've talked about before. Once you get here and you compete here and you realize that the margins are so small for a team, I think that happens for players too. And when you realize, I can really do it, and I can be successful at this level, and I can be successful against this competition, I think it does drive the off-season work. Just, you get a little bit of a taste of it, you have that little bit of carrot, and you just want more. So I think it's really important.
All right, we'll go front row left now.
Emily kind of put on a show in center field tonight. Just how cool has it been to see her kind of take over for Taylor, who was there for so long, for so long?
Yeah, I think there's a couple pieces there. I think the first piece is we see Jones do that in practice all of the time. And sometimes with outfield, you don't get to see the great plays all the time because it takes kind of the perfect ball. But nothing that she does out there surprises us because we see it in practice every day. But to see her make the transition from the infield to the outfield and just continue to get better as the year goes on, I mean, she's a really, really, really good outfielder. And after that change at second base on the early, not leaving early, and then coming out and making those 2 great catches, she had a good second half of that game right there.
All right, we'll go front row left to Joe.
Joe Masato, the Oklahoman. It looked like Nyjah pitched the ball off her knee on the follow through. Can you give us any update on her status?
Yeah, she threw it off her knee. You are correct. And she, she's tired. Like, she's thrown a lot, and we've asked her to do a lot over the last couple of weeks. And I think you could see that at the end, and just the performance that Nyjah put on tonight when she is tired. And pitchers at this time of the year, there's a physical aspect to it, and just to see her kind of battle through that was. It's one of the best performances that I've seen. Absolutely unbelievable. So I don't know. I couldn't be more proud of the work that she did. And, we had conversations with her. I'm being completely transparent this morning. Like, are you good to go? We've asked a lot of you. She said, yeah, coach, I want the ball. And I think that speaks to her as a competitor. And then to come out and have the performance that she had, I can't say enough about just what that means for the team and what she did today.
Do you expect her to be good to go Sunday?
We'll find out, right? And, it's late. It's almost midnight, I think, probably. Got a day off tomorrow, which is going to be important. And we'll have those conversations as we go. But we'll worry about that tomorrow.
All right, we have one last question from Zoom from Eric Lopez.
Eric Lopez, D1 softball coach. This is another elimination game where you played really well, your best. You just went through this against LSU twice and Fullerton. Do you think that helped your younger players prepare tonight, that they've been through this before?
I think absolutely. I think there's a confidence drawn from playing with your back against the wall and digging in and competing instead of going into a little bit of oh no panic mode. And I think you saw that play out today.
All right, that'll wrap things up for Stanford.
Great. Thank you.